August 12th. 11 years ago today, I pressed upload for the first time. I was 13 years old. I didn't know what YouTube would become, and I didn't know what I would become. And I definitely didn't know that more than a decade later, I would be sitting here trying to figure out how to say goodbye to it. Back then, this channel wasn't called NikoNET. It was called Nico Never Even Thinking, and honestly, that name made sense at the time. It wasn't branding, it wasn't a plan, it was just me doing something before I had the chance to stop myself. Before doubt set in, before I asked if it was good enough, or asked if anyone would care. Eventually the name changed. It became NikoNET. It was shorter, it was easier, and it was cleaner, but the idea stayed the same. Just create something, put it somewhere, and see what happens. The first videos I ever uploaded weren't polished, and they weren't thought out. They were just me. A t-shirt, shorts, fuzzy blue bathrobe, rolling around my bedroom, playing a piano that I barely understood, stacking effects on top of each other just to hear what they did. Reverb on reverb, distortion for no reason, and echo just because I could. There was no audience in mind. There was no expectation. Just curiosity. And over time, that curiosity turned into something else. Music, singing, trying to put feelings into words before I even understood those feelings. And then that shifted. Music turned into experiments. Experiments turned into gaming. Gaming turned into vlogging. And every time I thought I had found it, like this was what the channel was supposed to be, and every time it changed again. Not because it failed, but because I changed. And then life started happening faster than I could keep up with it. School, work, responsibilities. Uploads slowed. Weeks turned into months, months turned into years, and the gaps just got longer. Not because I didn't care, but because caring wasn't always enough to make something, especially as things got heavier. Over the years, I have lost quite a few people. People I have cared about, people I expected to have more time with, and recently I've gone through a divorce. And somewhere in all of that, something changed in me. Not all at once, just slowly. The motivation that used to come so easily, that just press upload and see what happens energy, it started to fade. Not completely, but enough that every time I sat down to create something for NikoNET, it felt harder than it used to, heavier, like I wasn't picking something up, I was trying to carry it. And then I lost my dog, Luke. He was there through most of this, or more of this, I should say, than anything else. Through the late nights, through the quiet stretches, through the times I was figuring things out and didn't realize it yet. He didn't know what NikoNET was. He didn't care about videos or uploads or any of that. He just showed up every day. And when he was gone, it left a kind of quiet that's really hard to explain, because it wasn't loud and it wasn't dramatic. It just, something was missing. And I think that was one of the moments where I really felt how much had changed, not just around me, but, in me. And I kept telling myself that the motivation would come back, that I just needed time or the right idea or the right moment, but the truth is it hasn't, and I don't know if it will. 11 years later, this channel still hasn't hit 100 subscribers, and for a long time I thought that was the problem, that if the number was bigger, if more people were watching, if there was momentum, then it would feel different, but that's not it, because even now, that's not what this is about. This channel didn't fail, it just kinda existed. It has existed through every version of me, through every phase, and through every time I stopped and came back. It waited, and that means something. But there's also something honest that I have to say, and that's just, I don't feel the same about it anymore. Not in a negative way, just in a finished kind of way. Like a chapter that doesn't need another page. I've admittedly tried to come back to it more than once. Tried to find a new direction, a new reason, a version of it that fits who I am now, and every time I get close, but it just doesn't feel right. And I think after 11 years that's okay. NikoNET was never supposed to be perfect. It was never supposed to be big. It was just supposed to exist. And it did. For 11 years. So this isn't dramatic. It's not a big moment. It's just the truth. This is the end of NikoNET. And it's not because it failed. It's not because it didn't grow. But simply because continuing it just wouldn't be honest anymore. And I'd rather end it honestly than keep it going out of nothing other than obligation. So to the people who stayed, even though there aren't many, thank you. Thank you for watching anything, for subscribing, for checking in, and for being part of something that never got big but still mattered, at least to me. You were never just a number. You were the reason this ever felt like more than just me uploading into nothing. And that means more than I've probably ever said. 11 years ago, a 13-year-old in a bathrobe pressed upload without thinking, and now I think this is the first time I really am. And now I think it's time to stop. Not creating, not moving forward, just this version of it, this chapter, NikoNET. Thank you for being here, even when I wasn't.